welcome to another episode of Apex Legends Deep Dive. And today's legend is Revenant.
You've all been marked for death.
On today's episode, we will be looking at all the perks and details for Revenant and how each one can be used while you're in a match. Before we begin, I would just like to say if you're here watching this video, I really appreciate you stopping by and taking the time in your day to check it out. If you would like, hit that subscribe button to keep up to date with all my content and leave a like on the video if you're here enjoying this series of Apex Legends Deep Dive. Enjoy. As mentioned in my previous episode as well, and I hope you guys don't get annoyed of me reminding you, but just want to keep this up just in case any new players are still trying to understand every class. So Revenant is also in the skirmisher class range, so that this means they can reveal the care package as well. They can reveal all care packages in game, in the air, or on the ground. Now, Revenant was introduced back in season 4, which is funny because that's when I started playing Apex. I started playing Apex in season 4. I'm not a day one OG, unfortunately, but either way, season 4, it just seems so long ago when I think about it. And now that we're in season 20, it's been a long time. It's crazy for me. Now, so when Revenant launched, was he a great character? He was an okay character. Eventually, he became a not so great character. So how can I explain this? So I remember when he was launched, he wasn't really being used. He wasn't great, obviously, because the main meta was obviously still Pathy, Wraith, Watson. You know, there were a couple other characters. So he didn't come in as an OP character, that's for sure. I remember his old stuff. They were kind of not useful to be in a situation. So they didn't really have useful things for the team. He didn't have nothing. I mean, maybe his silence was probably the best thing you could use, but it wasn't broken, that's for sure. But from season 4 up to season 18, I didn't play season 18, but they completely reworked Revenant and they did a Revenant Reborn event, which they completely overhauled how Revenant is played. And this rework basically gave him a set which he can be more of a movement character like Octane and Pathfinder, because before he was kind of just a slow character for sure. Currently, he currently still sits in the mid-range level of the pick rate list. Obviously, Pathfinder, Octane, they are probably the ones, if you really want some movement, those are probably your best ones to use for movement. But I think these perks have kind of given him a little bit of a boost, obviously. Again, when he launched, I think he was completely broken, but I didn't play it, so I don't know, maybe someone in the comment section can remind me what was so broken about him. All right, so let's do an introduction of Revenant's abilities. Revenant has a passive called Assassin's Instinct. This allows you to highlight nearby enemies that are low on health, as well as crouch walk quicker and have improved wall climbing. The crouch speed and the improved climbing is a bring over from his old passive that he has. So he had this before they reworked them, but what they added with the rework was the ability to scan any low health opponents when they are low on health. It is a small radius. I know that it's not like a big range. This kind of gives you a live ping system when the opponent is low on health. So if you leave someone on one shot, or like you leave them pretty low, I think it's under 40 HP. If they're under 40 HP, Revenant will be able to scan them. So it's great for finding that one enemy who wants to escape and you already cracked them and left them pretty low. It will be visible for your teammates as well, not just for you. So keep that in mind. It is great for that situation. His tactical is called Shadow Pounce. This unleashes a powerful pounce forward and you must charge it to get further distance. It currently has a cooldown of 25 seconds. This is the tactical that they changed from his previous version because this gave him a completely movement tactic to use. You must hold it for a full 3 seconds in order to get the full charge, which will give you the full distance as well. I believe the distance is around maybe 50 meters, give or take. So yeah, keep that in mind. His ultimate is called Forest Shadows. This allows you to forge a shroud of hardened shadows that blocks damage and regenerates. You get basically an extra total HP with the shadows of 75% HP, and it lasts 25 seconds. So obviously they changed this. This was not how he was before season 18. All he would do is basically throw a totem out, and then if you die, you get sent back to the totem. And now this gives him a better opportunity to be involved in fights and be a little bit more viable than his previous version, right? So before, you didn't have a shield, you didn't have anything, you didn't have no protection before, and you just die and you just get reset back to your totem at like I think 75% HP. So what they did here is just kind of give him a shield instead, and obviously it regenerates over time as well, and you have a total of 25 seconds to basically fight and do what you need to do. Again, I did not play season 18, but I heard this new rework was very good when it launched, so maybe someone in the comments can let me know what was going on in season 18 if you played it. All right, so let's take a look at level 2 upgrades for Revenant. Option 1, Murder Machine. Call out the number of squads within 150 meters after a squad wipe. This is the same one that is offered with Ash as well. Now, I do think this is a weak perk to have because it is just basically an alert system for you to have while you're in a match. So for example, if you wipe a team, and we all know this is third-party legends. As you know, third parties are just the normal day in Apex Legends, right? This could alert you of letting you know maybe there's a team that might third-party you, right? If they're in the area. So I think you kind of expect that in Apex. I mean, once again, I just think if you play Apex, you just should already have it embedded in your mind that you're gonna get third-party, possibly. But I just see this as an alert system, and I just think, in my opinion, it's a pretty weak perk. Option 2, tactical cooldown. Reduce tactical cooldown by 5 seconds. This perk allows your tactical to only take 20 seconds to fully charge instead of the 25 seconds. As mentioned before, Revenant's tactical is a leap forward that you can like jump to get ahead when it is used. It's great for staying mobile and getting to high ground as well. So this perk will allow you to have that charge quicker. Now, it may not seem like much of a difference, but 20 seconds is a decent amount of time for this mobile tactical that Revenant has now. All right, so let's take a look at level 3 upgrades for Revenant. Option 1, Agile Assassin. Total Shadow Pounce charge time is reduced by 20%. So this perk basically lets you use the tactical ability, and instead of charging it for the full 3 seconds to go the max distance, this will take less time, obviously. So I think with this active, it will take a total of, if I did the math right, 2.4 seconds or so to fully charge. So it may not seem like much of a difference, but when I tested it in the firing range, I could see this being in a healthy spot to use this. It's not OP, but it's not too weak either. I think while in a match, it might feel great to have this one, as it would allow you to escape in a tight situation, or even escape enemies, or, you know, just get out of situations that are tight, or reposition yourself into a higher ground to get an advantage over your opponent. Option 2, Grim Leaper. Shadow Pounce cooldown reset on knock. So almost like Pathfinder and his grapple reset perk, this also fits in the same area. You get your tactical ability reset when you knock an opponent. I think this is a great perk because it will give you that extra movement to escape when you're in a gunfight. So for example, let's say you want to push a team, you leap into a higher position, and then you knock someone, then you get your leap back. You can leap onto another roof to get another position, maybe push the next one, etc., right? So it gives you that advantage of staying mobile each time you knock someone, just like Pathfinder. I think this is very good for any aggressive player who likes to attack and get into fights. Again, it will give you an advantage to reposition yourself quickly as well when you knock someone, because you obviously know they will be looking for you as soon as they knock, or someone will be pinging you, you know, etc. So it gives you that little bit of movement where you just have to push out, push in, you know, etc. right? So I think that's a great option to have. All right, so for the final verdict for Revenant and choosing the best 2 perks to use when playing with him, I honestly think it will have to be Tactical Cooldown and Grim Leaper. The reason I say this is because for level 2, Tactical Cooldown just automatically overrides the alert system perk that is offered. I'd rather have the tactical quicker than just have a announcement that there's many teams coming by. I think it's just not worth having in that at level 2. It's just not worth having, in my opinion. As for level 3, I choose the Grim Leaper perk because it's just a better option to have than just reducing your charge time of your tactical. I mean, each time you knock an opponent and having your tactical completely reset is great. Now, don't get me wrong, the other perk is not bad, but in my opinion, I just think 3 seconds to 2.4 seconds is not enough. Again, I think that if it was 2 seconds, then maybe we would be talking about something different. If it was 2 seconds to charge that quick charge to get further distance, maybe that would be a little bit more viable. But as of now, I just think that having that reset when you knock someone is more advantageous to have while you're in a fight. This is also great for when you are in your ultimate as well, since you are protected from the shadows for 25 seconds. So this combo, combining it with your ultimate, I think is just the best combo to have, in my opinion, when you're playing Revenant, for sure. So if you want to play Revenant, you can definitely play Revenant in that combination. I would recommend that combination for sure. Tactical Cooldown and Grim Leaper. Now, there is an exception. I think that for choosing the other option instead of the Grim Leaper, I believe that you could choose the other one if you don't plan on knocking and being aggressive, because remember, it is only used for when you knock someone. So maybe instead you'd rather have that charge time being quicker. So it is up to you, and it will depend on the playstyle. There it is, everyone. That is all the details on Revenant and how each perk can benefit you or not while you're in game. I appreciate everyone that stopped by to check out the video. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed, and don't forget to subscribe to check out all uploads, shorts, and streams. I will be continuing to the next legend, Horizon, in the next episode. Enjoy the rest of your day, and remember, never stop gaming. Amaru out. Peace.